And we are live. All right, y'all, good-looking, sexy people out in Happy Land. Um, I just had a bit of an epiphany, a revelation. My son, he's 12 years old. He's almost 13, and he just asked me about something he wanted, and I thought, how can I convey this message to him about low magic and using the magic mind to make things you want or need appear in rapid succession to your wishes? And so I thought, how could I explain this to a young man if it was me, if I was looking back in time? And real quick, I wanted to try to explain it to him. And so I jumped in here and I thought, well, I've already been writing about it a little bit myself. And so I thought I would share some of my notes with him in under a minute. So to put the low magic is making people, place, things, events, experiences appear due to your volition. All right, so volantia or will, the E or intention can pierce the veil. When it does, you'll know. So triangulating, that's step one. Step one. Step two is decreeism. This is the word and the work. Abracadabra is I speak things into being. And the work is the great work. It's taking a small action immediately during your ritual to bring about that positive result, and then letting go. So step three is really important. Possism, letting go. So decreeism. Valantia, decreeism, and possism. And I thought, I hadn't written about possism yet. So how could I make this easy for my son to understand? And so I thought about the threefold divide. And in Taoism is Jing, Qi, and Shen. So Jing Qi is the physical force, the physical life energy, the material plane. Qi is the emotional plane, the where most of your etheric energy is generated, right? And then Shen is the mental realm, the mental energy, and this is where the astral is. So the basic operation is to save up your essence and cultivate it so that you can master the five-pointed cauldron of the five solid organs, six hollow organs, and then transform the energy of those organs, your emotional energy, into spiritual energy or mental clarity. Not thinking, but mental clarity. So he wanted something, and what he really wants is the consciousness of that thing, the wuji, the unanchored energy. He wants the experience, right? The consciousness of interacting with that thing or whatever it is, not the thing itself, right? So I wanted to convey this to him in under a minute. I said, think about whatever it is you want for 3 minutes, and then say something to yourself, some decree that whatever it is you want or need will come about. And then take some small action to make sure that happens. It could be an action like even drawing a five-pointed star upright to show, to symbolically represent the fruition of your goal, and then just forget about it. Take some small action. You write and speak, and some small action, some ritual action towards its achievement, toward its realization. Could be putting $2 aside. It could be putting on your watch to represent time and thinking about. Not too advanced. I didn't give him that much information. And then I said, and then forget about it and know that it will come about. And when it does come about, remember that it came about because you commanded it to be so. I said, that's it. It's a 3-step process. 1, 2, 3. I didn't get into all this Jing, Qi, Shen stuff because children, they already know that. They practice Dantian breathing and they flow with the Tao all the time. And when you teach them this basic magical formula, you will be shocked to shit how fast they can make things happen. It's a little bit scary and dangerous even. But I figured out and learned this information when I was at his age, around 13 years old, but I figured it out on my own. And I've told that story a few times, but I can tell it again. I can tell you the 30-second version. I found an old grimoire that had been translated, brought up to date by a 19th century author, but it was actually a 15th century grimoire. And I was reading through the rituals for months and months and months, and there was shit like, murder a black cat and put it in a boiling cauldron and curse it every time it screams and shit. and all kinds of crazy shit, you know, tying a fucking chicken head around your neck and going outside under a full moon and walking around, bok, 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 clucking and shit. And I thought, if magic is real, and I do believe it is real, right? As above, so below, then none of that shit should be necessary. That's just setting the parameters. I thought to myself, the only thing that's important is knowing that it can happen and knowing that you can bring it about through concentrating on it for a little while. So I sat down and I concentrated on one of the rituals in that grimoire and just visualized my way all the way through it on the astral. Didn't actually do any of it, just fantasized about doing all of the steps mentally on the astral, and then forgot about it. 3 days later, bam, like fucking clockwork, the exact experience appeared, and it came to me. M is the 13th letter of the alphabet, 13. Mephisto, manifesto, manifest. And so it manifested. And it's pretty simple and straightforward. And that's the great secret, is that it takes under a minute to teach a 12-year-old to do it. But it could take individual practitioners out there searching high and low for the answer. It could take them a lifetime of striving and never find it. And that's why I truly realized what Master Ni Hua Ching of 7-Star Communications and Dao Star and Yosan University and all that good happy horse shit, when he told me that he said it could take you 30 seconds or it could take you 30 years. It's up to you. And so that's Magic 101. I hope you all good looking sexy people out in Happy Land are doing well. As above, so below. I will see you in the abodes of the future.